it was actually really fun. Now you're making me think about it, and it was actually so much fun to like how it is now, and it's just so effortlessly going through the chords. But it was the just the excitement to come home and just like start playing, and I'd make little notes at like school and stuff of like little song ideas. I think it was when I was like 4, we would like go, you know, like the little holidays you'd go on to like, what is it called? Centre Parks and things like that. And yeah, so we used to go on those as like a family when we were younger, and they would do little like nights, entertainment nights. So from when I was like 4 years old, I would just go up there and want to be on stage, and I'd like literally go around to my neighborhood, knock on the doors and say, hey, I'm doing a show at 7:00, come to my garden, watch me sing. And at that time, I was just like miming to a song or something. So I think it was as soon as I realized, oh my gosh, I have a guitar right now, I can actually make this true. I can actually like go out and gig and go and perform my own songs in front of people. Yeah, I was sold. I was like, I'm gonna do that. I was sold.
So who got you that all important first guitar? How did that come about?
You know, I don't know. The first one we had was a baby one. It was, you know, like the tiny, bigger than a ukulele, smaller than an actual guitar. I don't know. I think it was originally bought, probably my parents bought it for my brother, but he didn't take much interest in it. So I was like, oh, me. And then the actual guitar that I always wear, which is black and sparkly, which is kind of like a classic one with my acoustic, my grandma got me for my 12th birthday.
That's so lovely.
It's a Daisy Rock, and I still use it now. And I mean, it's a Daisy Rock, so it's not great, but I keep getting it fixed. I refuse to use anything else.
Oh, no, you can't. You know, you've had all these adventures with that guitar. You've got to keep it for as long as you can, I think. It's like you've got this memento of all the things you've been through so far and all of your development and growth as an artist, and I think it's really important and really cool, to be honest. I also wanted to ask, you know, obviously we all have things we're into and then we just kind of drop off of them eventually. And I guess I wondered what kept you writing music, why you didn't just get bored at 15 and get super into, I don't know, fan fiction or vlogging or whatever else.
I loved it. As simple as that. I loved it. And I would just sing for hours in my room. I didn't mind. I would just sing. And I remember it literally be like from school to midnight. And my parents would be like, be quiet. We got to get up for work, go to bed. And I'm like, sorry. And I just sing quiet. And they're like, we can still hear you. It was literally like that. And then at 14, so it wasn't actually that like far of a difference. At 14, I did my first open mic. And then literally that night of the open mic, we like pretty much formed like there was a band because there were other musicians in the crowd that night. And they were like, we like your stuff. Let's do something. I was like, oh, cool. Sure. And that's actually how I met Joel, who is with us today as my drummer. And obviously my guitarist and bassist have like moved around. So at the moment we've got Jack and Jack on bass and guitar. But yeah, it's pretty much, it kind of took like an organic kind of growth that way. So yeah, at 14, I had a band and I had a commitment already. So
that's a big step for a 14-year-old, I think.
Yeah, it was passionate and like on it, you know, it was good.
So when you're in the studio or, you know, starting out with a new song, what does that process really look like? I know some people, they start out with a riff or a line or a melody, but what does it look like for you?
For me, I think it's either, to be honest. I've started with, normally when I have some like good lyrics, always at the back of my lyric book, my songwriting book, whatever it's called, at the back page, I always have some phrases that I like. But then if I have a melody, I've literally on my notes on my phone, there's just a bunch of like melodies recorded. So to be honest, it's either. It's just feeling creatively inspired throughout the hecticness of the days, to just want to sit down and give it time. Because that's all it is, isn't it? You just got to sit down and have time to do it, and then Some of them are good, some of them are absolutely tragic. But that's part of the creative process, really, isn't it? So
definitely, that's a really healthy approach to creativity, I think. You know, you have to let yourself make stuff that's a bit rubbish sometimes, even if only to make way for your eventual masterpiece. You know, you can't expect everything you do to be genius. Thank you so much for your time, Bella. Guys, if you're listening at home or in the car or wherever else you might be and you're as charmed by Bella as we are, do give some of her stuff a listen. You'll find her on YouTube and Spotify, and her latest single, Pouring Rain, was released by Mayfield Records back in December. I'm Connor Gormley, signing off for Winchester Today Arts Plus. Go check her out.